Hi guys, I'm here today just showing you a quick journal with me video. It's actually not that quick, to be honest. It turned out a lot longer than I was expecting. So first of all, I am just cutting out a picture of a doodle that I had done earlier that day. I'd been feeling in kind of a bit of almost a creative rut. Just wasn't really feeling like making any new journals this day. And so I just thought, well, I'm just going to let myself do something different instead. So I did a doodle of some houses. I am a real fan of doodling houses. I do it quite often. I have a lot of fun drawing little villages and things like that. So here I am just trimming it down to size. This is a printed copy of the doodle. And so I'm just cutting it down to size and adding it in, but it takes me quite a bit of time, honestly, to get this to be the right size that I'm happy with. It really takes forever. Now I'm just tearing up some paper that I'm going to stick in behind. I just wanted to have kind of a layered collage sort of look on this page. As you can see there, I've actually, before the video even started, I attached a little laminated window over the picture of those birds because they were so cute and I didn't want to cover them up, but I knew that I'd want to use that space, so I made it a little pocket out of clear laminate, and then I can tuck things in there, but if I take the things out I can still see the sweet little birds that I have on the page. So now I am again still just looking at the paper. I'm going to glue that down. I'm just using some regular PVA glue that I bought from just a cheap store. I think it was about $4 for that large bottle of PVA glue, so that was a really good deal. So I'm just sticking that beautiful yellow leafy print paper down. I really wanted to add some colour to this because it just seemed a little plain with the black and white images that I had on the page, so I wanted to add some pops of colour. I later on end up colouring the picture with some watercolour paints because it still just seemed a little bit plain, but yeah, that's why I was adding in the colour paper behind the image. So I'm looking now at what else I can add. I don't end up using that little label, but it is so cute. So I'm sorry, but I know in a minute I have to go and get my paints, and so there's going to be a big chunk where I'm just gone. But I am looking now for labels that I can do a bit of journaling or a bit of writing. So that's me whipping out to go and get my paints. Hopefully I won't be too long. But I am now looking at labels. As you can see, there's a couple labels there. I will be back soon. Yep, here I go. Sorry about that. Sorry about that weird, awkward bit where I'm not doing anything. So I'm just mixing up my watercolour paints. I don't remember what brand of paint I'm using. I will put it in the description. I got given it by my mum for Christmas and I love it. It's just a really cute little size tin that is easily transportable around wherever. And I'm just painting a bit of colour onto the little houses just because I really did feel like it just needed a little bit of colour. Like I said, I enjoy drawing houses. I think they're really cute little things to draw and they're so easy because they're just regular shapes. But this time I did think it just needed a wee pop of colour. So I do spend quite some time now watercolouring. Hopefully it won't be too boring for you to watch. I hope you guys are all well at the moment and you're all having a lot of crafting time. Recently I've had my friend come and stay, and so that was nice. And also we drew the 100 subscriber giveaway just recently, and that was also really fun. I think I drew that yesterday in real time, but I am showing you this here. Also something I should tell you is that at the end of this video, my iPad died. I thought I had heaps of battery, but turns out nope. And when I went to check at the end of this video, like how long I had been filming for, my iPad was flat. And I didn't think that I had any footage because when I first turned it back on, I couldn't see it. But then like a day later, I noticed that it had appeared in there. So that's why I'm doing this a wee bit later than I actually did this journaling page in my journal. So at the end, it does cut off and I'm not quite finished, but I'm pretty close to being finished. So I thought I'd just share it anyway because I am really close to being finished when it cuts out. I think I only add like maybe another piece of washi tape or something. Like, it's not a lot left. So I decided I'd just keep the footage and go with it, because why not? I've been wanting to do a journal with me video for a while, so this was a good opportunity, and I was fairly happy with how the image came out in the end. I think I'm about to paint the trees in the background. I'm sorry, this is probably like the most boring voiceover ever. I'm midway through tea dyeing paper at the moment, so I'm waiting for it to dry. I've got a bunch of it just sitting here on my table drying. Yeah, and so I thought while I'm waiting, I might just do a voiceover for this video. My husband's out, and I always feel really weird doing a voiceover when my husband is here. And even just filming videos where I'm speaking, I just feel weird when he's listening to me, because he's kind of a goof and he will listen, and it makes me feel really uncomfortable. I'm still quite new to YouTubing, and so I am a little bit awkward when people are just sitting there listening to me film. I don't know, it just makes me really uncomfortable. I'm probably not the only one who feels weird about filming and having people listen to them. I always feel like I have a really weird voice. I think it's just New Zealand accents. I am really used to them in my everyday life, because obviously I'm a New Zealander who lives in New Zealand. But when I hear them recorded, like when you watch New Zealand TV, New Zealanders' accents are weird. I don't know if anyone else finds that about New Zealand accents. Probably mostly people who aren't in New Zealand won't watch New Zealand TV, because New Zealand TV generally isn't that good. And I wouldn't choose to listen to watch a lot of New Zealand TV, but occasionally there is the odd show that I enjoy watching, and, you know, I watch it then. But I do feel like New Zealand accents, when they're being recorded on TV or on the radio or whatever, they just seem weird. I think it's because we're so accustomed to American accents. Like, New Zealanders watch a lot of American or British TV, and so we're quite used to their accents. And also on YouTube as well, I guess most people seem to be American or British, and even Australian as well, for sure. But yeah, New Zealand accents to me just seem really odd. I don't know. What do you think? Are New Zealand accents odd? Leave it down in the comments if you have an opinion on this. So I'm just about finished now with the painting, I think. I am doing the sky now, and as you can see, and I think that's basically all that I have left to do. I can't remember. It was a couple of days ago that I actually did this page, and I posted it on Instagram, a photo of it, so that's already there if you want to see that, saying that I'd lost the footage, because at that point I thought I had, but then I found it again today, and so I have been I decided I would do a voiceover, and so today I am now waiting for my paper to dry and doing this voiceover, like I said. Yep, so obviously the sky wasn't the last thing I painted. I was painting for a while, and I will learn next time I'm doing a journal with me video not to paint for so long, because it's not that interesting to watch. Yeah, it was a quite large picture, and I kind of just decided I wanted to use it in my journal because I'd had so much fun doodling it, and just being in that creative rut. I know that I'm not the only one who gets in a creative rut and feels like, oh no, I need to be crafting. I want to be crafting, but I just kind of am not really feeling it, and I don't know what I'm going to do, and I don't know, what else can I do? And so just doing something different than normal, like not making a journal for me, and instead just doing a doodle that I really just enjoyed chilling out and doing it. No pressure, didn't matter how it turned out. And as you can see, the houses are wonky as, but that doesn't really matter. I just enjoyed the process. And so I just thought I would do a page about this whole journaling process that I did, about the whole doodling process that I did, and just how I enjoyed doing something different, just changing it up. And doing something new can inspire other things. And once I had finished this doodle, I immediately wanted to journal. So that's when I came upstairs and did this journal. So I just decided that, sometimes when we're in a bit of a rut, all we have to do is just stop and maybe do something else. And maybe doing something else is going to be what helps you get out of that rut and just gives you some new, fresh ideas. So here I am just writing Get Creative, I think, and that is just the prompt that I've kind of given myself for this page. And yeah, so I do write about, on a little bit of paper, write about how I wasn't in the mood to do any journaling or anything, and doodling just helped me kind of pick up pick up the pace and do something for my journaling, because it had re-inspired me and re-motivated me to go and do something. So yeah, so I'm just finishing colouring in my letters that I did, just some messy kind of handwriting, but it's kind of fun to just do sort of block letters and mix it up a bit. Yep, so I'm just filling that in, and then I will stick down the label. Oh, I might be putting something behind it, I'm not sure. Oh, that's right, I just tear out some paper to put behind it, I think. Honestly, it was, like I said, a few days ago, and I can't 100% remember what I was doing. So sorry that I'm a bit stilted in my speaking, and that, this is probably actually not a very interesting video at all. Yeah. So it has been very, very cold recently. Just in the last few days, we had some beautiful days. It's winter here in New Zealand, and we had some beautiful, beautiful days so far this winter, and now the last few days have just been bitterly cold, really, really freezing, and rainy and miserable. So they have been good crafting days because it is school holidays here, so I'm a teacher aide normally, so I've got 2 weeks off where I can just enjoy my time at home, but I had my friend come and stay, so I didn't get to do as much journaling and journal making as I had hoped in the holidays, because she kind of last minute just sprung on me that she was coming to my house. But I had a really nice time with her. I don't get to see her all that often because she lives quite far away. She lives about 6 or 7 hour drive away from me, so it was nice that she made the effort to come down and stay with me for a while. I had a really good time hanging out with her. It was really nice. But I didn't get quite as much done as I had hoped on the journal making front. Yeah, but now it's cold, so it's time to get back into journal making again. I need to come up with some new ideas of what I might, how I might make a journal. That got stuck down, and it didn't get stuck down straight because of the angle I was sitting back at. I couldn't really see that it wasn't straight until too late, and it was stuck down. But that doesn't matter. These are junk journals. They're not supposed to be perfect. There's no pressure to make these perfect. They just have to mean something to you. And so for me, this meant something. It was a reminder to myself that sometimes when you're not in the mood to journal, you don't have to journal. If you're in the mood to do something else, do that instead. And honestly, it can spring some new ideas to mind that you may not have thought about and you may not have done. Sorry, that's my Yui boom turning off. I forgot to turn that off before I started doing this voiceover. Never mind. Yeah, so this page was inspired by that whole process, and so it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to kind of mean something, and it does. And I got to have all of these really beautiful colours on my page, and have the picture of the houses that I drew, and so I liked how it turned out. I think it turned out really pretty well. So yep, I'm just putting some washi tape on because I really love the layering, kind of layered up look. Now I'm just picking out a piece of paper from this little pack, and I am doing my journaling on there. I think it mustn't be too far until the video cuts out. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on this. Oh, that's right. I layer up some of this paper on top because it was quite textured and, well, not actually textured, but it was quite patterned, and so I didn't know how easy it would be for me to write on it. So I just layered up a few bits of coffee or tea dyed paper on there just so that I could write over the top of that, and then I have a bit of the pattern on the outside sticking through so that I can still see it. Just adding a wee bit of washi tape just to decorate it a little bit. Yep, just a few wee pieces that kind of match the washies that I've used on my page just to give it a bit of cohesiveness. I love washi, honestly. Washi just makes such a difference to the layered look of a page. I love it. So now I'm just journaling about, like what I had said before, just journaling about all of the feeling creative and, well, not feeling creative really, and then just making yourself do something different. I know, like I said earlier, I'm not alone in getting into creative ruts. I know a lot of people struggle with that, and this is one of the ways I help myself get out of a creative rut, is just by doing something totally different. So I'm now just journaling about that on this wee note paper, and then I can tuck it in my little clear pocket that I made so I can still see my birds. I'm actually terrified of birds in real life. Really, really, really terrified of birds. It's just a crazy phobia that I have. I wish I didn't have it, but I do. I'm really scared of birds. But I like the look of birds. I really like bird pictures, and I like looking at birds through the window. But I am telling you, I'm very scared of birds. We have, we have 2 chickens, and they are sweet chickens, but I don't want to get anywhere near them. My husband, James, has to get the eggs and do everything for them. I like looking at them, but only through my window and not getting near them. It's a real pain. In case anyone's interested, our chickens' names are Lucinda and Marjorie. And they are very sweet chickens, as far as chickens go. So I just had a little bit extra to write, so I'm writing it over on the back. And I can't remember, but I think doing this journaling may be one of the last things I do before it cuts out. But it's honestly one of the last things I did, full stop. I think I added a little bit more washi tape up above the little label that says Get Creative. But I don't think that there was much else after the journaling. I don't think so. I'm sorry about the light in this video too. I didn't notice it at the time. While I was filming, I didn't realise how much the light changed and how bright it got. But, well, I am sorry I didn't notice, but that's what I have got going on here. So, just adding a wee bit more washi tape, and then, yep, it's about to cut out. So, that is the end of my video, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you would like to see more. And thanks for coming and having a look at this journal with me video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will see you next time. Bye!